Just to add them in the comments there. Hi, Christian.
You right, buddy? How's it going, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Thanks for your time this afternoon as well. I know you're busy in your barber shop.
Yeah, it's been all right, you know, but you can always spare some time, I suppose.
Just how was it fighting on S4C? I mean, how was that? Is that a bounce-on effect for your business? Does that help business? A lot of people recognise you now.
Yeah, to be honest, I know a lot of people in the area, so you know, before and after, it's been the same. But you know, it has been a lot of conversations going on. But yeah, I suppose it will help, you know, in the long-term future. But it takes time, obviously, these kind of things taking off.
Yeah, I mean, have you thought of getting a sign outside the shop, the boxing barber or something along those lines?
No, I have put a sign up. Uppercuts at knockout prices with a boxing glove.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those little things catch on.
Yeah, yeah. It's only on a small window, so I don't know if everyone's noticed it, but yeah, it's a nice catchy slogan which a mate gave to me.
Of course, I got you on today just to talk about your fight with Angelo Dragone.
Yeah.
Amazing fight. It was a privilege to be ringside and commentating on it along with Enzo.
Yeah.
And just on behalf of all the fans, you know, we all really enjoyed it. We've had 2 weeks or a month or so to reflect on it now. I mean, what's your thoughts looking back on it?
You know, obviously I had a lot of people come up to me afterwards telling me it was probably the best fight they've seen come out of Wales, probably at least in the last decade. So obviously, you know, to have compliments like that about me and Angelo, it's and our fight on that night, you know, it's second to none, really. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously it does lift you up quite a bit, and it was a very close fight, and we were both stuck in there toe to toe till the last round. Yeah, my phone keeps going nuts. Yeah, it was extreme experience, and yeah, you know, it was something for us to both look back on and have positives on for our life, like.
I mean, going into the fight itself, I mean, your record going into the fight was the 8 wins and 2 draws, I believe.
Yeah, 8 wins, 2 draws, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and all the guys you fought until that point were journeyman boxers. So I think a lot of people, myself included, felt that you had to raise your game to another level. I mean, I know I'm guessing you boxed at a high level as an amateur as well. So you probably had tougher fights in your amateur days than some of your pro fights. But did you feel pressure on yourself to raise your game for this fight?
Sorry, mate, can you say that again? It's buffering, it is.
So did you feel pressure on yourself did you know going into this fight you're going to be fighting at a higher level to all your previous professional opponent?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Obviously, as a professional now, I've given away a stone and a half twice. So, you know, I knew I could take the big blows. I know I've been toe-to-toe with, you know, big punchers like the likes of Dean Evans, who's constantly on the front foot. So, you know, and obviously from my amateur, I know I've had the experience. So, you know, yeah, I did have obviously confidence in myself, you know, going forward to the fight. I didn't get to box the way I like to box or normally box, you know, being a back foot counter puncher. Obviously, he was there all the time. So it did get, you know, a bit scrappy at times, but I know I could stand my ground and fight when I needed to. And obviously I proved that on the day. Maybe if I used the jab a bit more, I could have, you know, kept on the outside and worked to my advantage a bit better. But it was what it was. It made a brilliant fight, you know, for the fans. You know, we've both got beat up and battered and bruised, but yeah, it was a good fight. You know, I can't take nothing away from it other than positives, really.
I remember after the weigh-in, I was talking to you after the weigh-in in the LC2, and I was subtly trying to find out what your tactics were for the fight, and you were, to be fair, you were keeping them to yourself. What were your tactics going into the fight? Did you have a set game plan?
To be honest, yeah, I knew obviously in all his fights he's come forward. You know, obviously the head was obviously going to cause me a little bit of a problem, which it did. But yeah, it was, you know, to leave him do the work, really, come forward and obviously more try and get around the back of him rather than stand and have a fight with him, and then obviously start again. But you know, to be honest with you, it was just one of them type of fights. I knew I was going to have to go with the flow once I got through those ropes. So, you know, I got in there and kind of just went with the flow, to be honest with you.
Was there anything about Angelo that surprised you? Did his fitness surprise you, or his punch power, or his determination in the fight?
I knew he was going to be fit. Obviously, I know he trains hard, and I've been told he trains hard just the same as I do. But I don't know. I think it was probably what I thought it was going to be, if I'm honest. Don't get me wrong. He was coming forward and he was strong up until the last round. Maybe I thought he might have, you know, faded a little bit, backed up a little bit towards the end. But no, in all fairness to him, you know, give him the respect, he did keep coming forward. So.
And do you think you answered your critics as well by showing your toughness and your resilience? So a lot of people were expecting you perhaps to take an early lead, for Angelo to come on strong towards the second half of the fight. Whereas, to be fair to both of you, you were both still throwing punches right up until the final bell.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. People were saying, oh, I know Angelo did have a lot of support for this, especially over social media. So a lot of people were saying, oh, I think it's going to go to the later rounds, and then Touze's going to, yeah, take a knee or what have you. But don't get me wrong, I've had, well, 11 fights now, but, you know, I did touch canvas in one of my fights that I had a draw in, but that was with a lad I give away over a stone too, you know, and I didn't know until the day of the fight, I don't think, I was giving away a stone. Obviously, my original lad pulled out due to family issues. So, yeah, you know, I knew I had the strength, and I knew I could, you know, I had the strength to stay in there, at least. So, you know, obviously, yeah, it's good, you know, in a way that we went all the way, because I proved a lot of people wrong, and I proved a lot of people I can stand there and fight if need be. Don't get me wrong, I prefer the box and keep it clean, keep it at range, and, you know, use more the technical in and out combinations. You know, one of my big aspirations is looking up to Lomachenko, and you don't really see him standing in there having to tear up quite a lot, or Mayweather, or, you know. But yeah, obviously, as you said, it's proven a lot of people wrong, and obviously take the positives away from that now, and hopefully it's got a bigger fan base on board.
And another thing, up until this point of your career, I'm guessing you probably didn't know a lot about your opponents you're fighting, because I'm guessing this is probably your first full camp against the guy you knew you were going to be fighting, you knew what Angelo was bringing to the table.
Yeah. Obviously, I've been told a lot of my opponents' names beforehand, and maybe I've had a look once or twice, you know, just to work on what they favour, just to work on avoiding that, if anything. But to be honest, obviously, everyone, well, not everyone, but most boxers adapt to the fight they're in. So you never know what's going to happen until you step through those ropes, and obviously the punches start getting traded, what they're going to do. So obviously, yeah, I knew obviously he was a come forward type of boxer, and that weren't going to change in a matter of a month. So I knew that was going to happen, but obviously nobody knows until you're in there, you know, what exactly is going to happen. I mean, one punch can change a fight, as we all know.
During the fight, as you said earlier on, there was a lot of holding and grappling. What was the referee, Rhys Carter, saying anything to you about the holding, or was he warning you at all at any point?
At the beginning of the fight, obviously, I know people were on about the pushing down and the holding, but, you know, you look at a lot of the top level boxers. I mean, Groves versus Eubank, for example. I mean, Groves made Eubank look, you know, like a novice, and he was obviously leaving Eubank do the work, holding him to get back on the outside, and then starting again. And you know, that was just ringing alarm bells in my head. To be honest, I thought of that fight when I was in there. And so obviously at the beginning of the fight, the first 3-4 rounds or what have you, where he was coming low with the head, so I was using my hands to maneuver his head away from my face. I was getting told off a lot for that, and he weren't getting told off so much for coming low with the head. So I knew I had to change the tactics, or I was going to get points deducted eventually. So I remember before the fight, yeah, the ref mentioned, you know, if there's any holding on the inside, I'll be breaking it up and you'll be starting again. So, yeah, I kind of took advantage of that. You know, I'll admit, obviously, once I was getting told off for the pushing away, I thought, right, I'll let my hands go. Then I'll tie him up. Then I'll get back on the outside once we get broken up. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's boxing, and you hit without being hit. You don't stand there and get punch drunk within a few years of your career. And, you know, well, that was my plan. You know, use my brain, not just fight to the death, like. So, yeah.
I mean, is there a case as well of you perhaps showing some of your experience? You have got more experience than Angelo. Of course, you had quite a long amateur career. I know you boxed in the army as well. Is that a case of just basically just getting away with the little things with the referee that you were able to get away with?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously, I've fought more opponents as a professional, so it might have given me that edge on the experience. Obviously, I know he's had most of his fights at the weight above me, so obviously I knew he was going to be strong, and I knew, you know, that I had to use my boxing brain more than my strength. So, yeah, it just obviously it worked out how it worked out, and you know, obviously, as I said, ringside, you know, thank the Lord that I come out on the positive side.
I mean, the fight was quite brutal. A lot of punches were going in. The heads were clattering together. I mean, you were quite marked up and busted up. Did that affect your confidence at all, or did that affect you during the fight? Is that something that worried you?
I wouldn't say. I've been cut, obviously, in my previous fights. I wouldn't say it affected my confidence through the fight. Obviously, the first 2-3 rounds, I think it was. Obviously, I had 2 splits on my eye, nosebleed. But yeah, I wouldn't say it affected my confidence. But I did get a little bit worried at one point because I thought, oh, the blood's going to start running in my eye. It could get stopped. And but yeah, I just fought through. I had the confidence in Saniga, sorted my eye out, and obviously he got cut up then under both eyes halfway through the fight. And then I thought, right, it's an even fight now. So with all the cuts and bruises, so yeah, just, you know, kept it going. You know, stay strong, and round 10.
Going into that 10th round, which I got to say, myself and Enzo were ringside doing the commentary, and at one point the cheer from all the fans, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the noise was absolutely deafening. You could hardly hear ourselves think, even with the headsets on.
Sorry, I'm not hearing nothing. You a minute, mate?
I'm just saying the atmosphere going into that 10th round was amazing.
Yeah.
And but going into that 10th round, I mean, what advice was your cornermen giving you? Were you, I presume you knew it was close. I mean, what were they telling you in between rounds 9 and 10?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I probably took too many punches, but no. A long way I can remember is just, you know, keep moving, you know, keep letting my shots go when he's coming forward. Yeah, and just keep those hands up, like, you know. Obviously, you know, as we know in every fight in boxing, it only takes that one punch, that one lucky shot. And obviously, yeah, my plan is obviously to avoid that in the last 2 rounds and, you know, try and stick with the flow, because I knew he was going to come forward strong. So it was either move and keep away from that, it was, you know, plant my feet and get stuck in. So, you know, obviously, yeah, whatever happened. And, you know, obviously, well, round 9 and round 10, that's what happened.
When the final bell went at the end of the round there, what were your thoughts? Were you confident you won, or were you thinking, you know, this is a coin toss, or what were your thoughts?
I don't personally, to myself, I felt confident that I won. I stole the rounds. You know, it was a very close fight. Don't get me wrong. I take nothing away from Angelo, but you know, obviously, truth to myself, I did feel as if I stole the fight just due to landing the cleaner shots, if anything. And obviously there was a lot of controversy. Yeah, I understand that. And obviously maybe Angelo thought that he won. So, you know, I'll take nothing away from him there. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was a close fight. And obviously the ref either preferred the box or he preferred the fighter, brawler, whatever you want to call it. And the decision was made. And obviously I saw the controversy. And I did watch the fight back with sound and without sound twice. And I agreed with the decision. It probably was closer than the three rounds difference. But yeah, obviously I can't turn around and say, no, I didn't agree with it. Do you know what I mean? But it was a very close fight, and it could have went either way. We both had a lot of fans there, and it was going to be controversial whichever way the decision went. So, yeah.
You mentioned your fans there. Do you want to just give them a shout out? Because they were absolutely amazing on the night. One of the best atmospheres I've ever witnessed at a boxing show.
Yeah, you know, I want to thank all of my fans and all the support I get. You know, a lot of people follow me because they like my style of boxing. A lot of people follow me because of my humbleness or because of the donations I do towards charity. And a lot of people just follow me, you know, because they know me or I'm me. And I want to thank everyone who does follow me out there and everyone who continues to follow me and support me. It means more than anything, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. And, you know, all thanks to Angelo's fans and support also, because without them, it wouldn't have been as amazing as it was. So, you know, thank you to them also from myself and Angelo, of course. So, yeah, thank you to everyone on the night who made it as special as it was.
And, of course, your training team, your trainer who got you into brilliant shape for this fight and talked you through the tough rounds.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, without my coach, you know, he was there, you know, helping me with the circuits, taking me through the pad work, obviously travelling around the country, sparring when we needed to. So, obviously, thank you to David John for that. Thank you to the Saniga team for obviously putting on the show and getting me the Welsh title fight. And thank you to Chris Saniga himself for being in my corner, doing my cuts and what have you. Thank you, obviously, to Paul Kennedy as well, assisting Dave in the corner. So, yeah, you know, I'm very thankful to the whole team, the whole fans and the support that I had. Thank you to everybody involved, you know, even if I've missed anybody. My sponsorship, Manor Park Country House, they've helped me massively for my last couple of fights. So a big thank you to them as well. So, yeah, you know, I'm thankful to everybody.
So where next for you now then, mate? I know Angelo would love the rematch. I also believe Lance Cooksey, as I said, he'd love to fight you. But you're the champion. Where's your next step?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Everyone out of Wales, of course, they're going to want to fight for the Welsh title. I respect that. Obviously, there's been mention of the rematch. To be honest with you, like I got called out months ago. I'm not the type of person to be calling people out. And I give the fight, you know, whether people agree or not. Obviously, I took the title away from that fight. I don't want to be taking steps back now, you know, fighting people that have fought for the same title that I've won. I want to be going forward now and hopefully fighting for bigger titles, Celtic, Commonwealth, you know, British, whatever comes first. So that's my target now. And I've said to Chris, look, I want to go forward. I want to fight for bigger titles. I know it was an amazing fight, and I give that to anyone who wants to see a rematch. But for obviously, you know, Angelo may agree or disagree, but for the injuries we sustained from that fight, you know, boxing's a short career. And, you know, if you're getting scars all over your face, then, you know, your face is going to start opening up more, and it's going to take longer and longer until you can get another fight. Like I've had to miss a fight at the end of this month because I couldn't start sparring until the scars have, you know, faded off a bit more. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, if it was to happen in the future, I'd be happy to fight again, but for a bigger purse and for a bigger title. But, you know, not for pennies, for the fight that we give the fans. At the end of the day, it was an amazing fight, and I don't take nothing away from Angelo. You know, it was an amazing fight for us both and for everybody out there, but we deserve to be paid more. So, you know, let's wait until there's a bigger fight on the line, bigger purse, and maybe you'll get it on the Liberty Stadium. I don't know. So, you know, whatever comes in the future.
Liberty Stadium for the British title, maybe, or Commonwealth or European, between you and Angelo?
Yeah, it could even be a world title. You never know. See what path we take.
So, when are we likely to see you back in the ring? You mentioned you're still healing up.
Yeah, I got disconnected then. I'm back now, though.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, just saying, when are we likely to see you back in the ring?
I would have loved to been on this show. Saniga mentioned putting one in Swansea at the end of. I wanted to give my body a rest and obviously leave the scars, you know, heal up a bit better before I started sparring or anything. So, you know, obviously I would have loved to have been out in November, but unfortunately, I couldn't get in and start sparring again. So he's moved that show to Pontypool now, I believe. So all the best and good luck to all the lads on that show. And also all the best and good luck to the lads on the Cardiff show as well. But hopefully now, I don't know, I'd like to be out again before Christmas. So, you know, we'll see if there's anything going in the middle of December or towards Christmas. And go from there. Like, I'm not in no rush. At the end of the day, yeah, I am 29, so I want to chase these titles as fast as possible. But, you know, I'm not in no rush at the end of the day. You know, I'll keep myself fit. I'll keep plodding on and ticking over. And when the fights come at the end of the day. As long as, you know, I'm getting given the right fights, I'm happy.
Okay, then, Kristian, thanks for your time this afternoon. I hope you're busy in your shop. Get lots of customers, and hopefully see you in a boxing ring again before Christmas, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ciaran. I appreciate it, and thank you to everyone watching and supporting us. Thank you.
Okay, cheers, mate. All the best.
Cheers, mate. All the best. Bye-bye.